Our scouts have returned from Fort Mercius. There's less movement than we anticipated. That likely means the former Duke Ire wants us to attack the fortress to make up for his disadvantage in troop strength.
The numbers don't lie. One needs 3 times the forces of their enemy to claim a castle in a siege. Although, that's if you attempt to take it head on.
So, do we have a plan or what? I mean, Fort Mercius is basically impenetrable. Actually, this one time we came home well after curfew and had to try and sneak back in. Turns out there was no way in. The guards mistook us for bandits, and Father shouted at us until he lost his voice. Good times.
The good news is that we have learned of a passage into the fort which has been kept secret since its construction. The bad news is that Ire likely also learned of the passage when he was Prime Minister. Unless his reason has completely taken flight, the man will take some sort of measures to defend it.
The fortress is huge in size. We should organize small teams and be attacking from many points. If we achieve success, we can open the gates from the inside and be giving the enemy a surprise.
It only serves other regions if the Empire starts shedding Empire blood. We should find a resolution that minimizes casualties on both sides.
Is this the part where I chime in? Because, if you want to coax someone out of hiding, breaking down the door is the wrong way to go about it. That'll only push them further into their shells, so I think we should try talking to them instead.
Is it just me, or is our corner of the world an uncontrolled mess?
Why don't we just put all of your plans into action? We've got the numbers to do it. We can sneak soldiers in, use the secret passage, talk it out, and apply brute force all at the same time. As long as one of those approaches works, we'll win.
That's actually not a bad plan, and it didn't even come from me. Amazing! I mean, the brute force part is a little risky, but I dare say you're learning.
An intriguing idea.
But what about the hostages? If we force our way in, they're likely to be killed.
I will not permit that to happen. And while my father may be a fallen noble, he is still a noble, and not the sort of man to start butchering innocent people when the tides turn.
I pray you are right, Ferdinand. Though I believe you never know what a person is capable of until they act. We will proceed with this plan at once, adapting as the situations dictate. We cannot fail. Not here. Not now. Good news. We've dislodged another foothold those who slither in the dark held in Empire territory.
Good news? That's great! So that soldier was one of theirs after all, huh?
He was. It's uncanny how you managed to identify their agents so precisely. Ordinary spies would be one thing, but these villains are another entirely.
I'd like to say it's just intuition, but there's more to it than that. It's my power. Their magic is almost identical to the one I use, so it's not hard for me to pick up on. Guess we have Hubert to thank for connecting the dots between the two.
How strange that you would hold such an important key. The more I look back, the more I realize... without you among our ranks, I may never have broken the stranglehold those who slither in the dark exerted on the Empire.
Me? What did I do?
Our hidden foe was deeply entrenched in almost every facet of Adrestian society. The two were almost inseparable. And so I turned a blind eye to the lives that were being lost to their cruel designs, opting instead to focus my energy on preparing for war. But then you came along, and helped show me a way to kill two snakes with one stone, as it were. You were the cog that was missing from the turn wheel, the one final push that urged me to act.
Right. Well, I'm not sure I can take credit for that, but I'm glad I could be there for you all the same. Really makes me wonder why you all didn't trust me, though.
Yes, I can see your point. It was my mistake. In any case, I'd like you to know just how pleased I am to have you fighting alongside us. You were a perfect stranger who owed nothing to the Empire. Yet you're still here. That means much.
It wasn't that big a deal. I just needed some gold, and figured if anyone was gonna have the coin to spare, it'd be the Empire.
You know, some things are best left unsaid.
Oh, and you were really quick to compliment me back at the Academy. That left an impression for sure. I mean, most nobles don't give us mercs the time of day. But you were different.
It's nice to hear you say that.
And hey, I was right about you. I wouldn't be shining half as bright as I am today if I didn't hitch my wagon to yours. Trust me, no regrets here. Anyway, we flushed those who slither in the dark out of another one of their hiding spots. Which seems like cause for celebration, if you ask me. You, remember how to do it? I don't want to get left hanging like I did back in Enbar.
That wasn't my fault. I had simply never done it before. We will reach the end of this path soon. All of us. Together.
Why are you always doing that?
A question, if I may. Have you had any further contact with our slithering friends since that day?
Not in the slightest. Why? Do you know something?
Yes, actually. What with the riots in Rim territory and the former Duke Ayer's attempted rebellion. Thanks to that, we now have a lead on the insurgents within the Empire, as well as those who slither in the dark. Speaking to the latter, I also tried to determine if they had been attempting to reach you, or otherwise thought you an ally. But at present, it seems neither is the case, regrettably.
At present? You still don't trust me, do you? In our conversations? The future of the Empire? Promoting commoners? I would have hoped you'd ease up at least a little after all that.
Believe me, it brings me no joy and, in fact, some guilt to doubt you so. But I must be prepared for any eventuality. When needs must, I have made even my greatest enemy feel as though they are a trusted friend. Yet, at times I have also shown extreme suspicion towards those who were, in all manners, undeserving of it.
Yeah, I get it. Keep your cards close to the chest. Never let them know what you're actually thinking. You really are something, you know that? I'm just glad we're on the same side.
I must admit, I only tell you all this because I do, in fact, consider you deserving of my trust. Even if you were once connected to those who slithered in the dark, that is clearly behind you now. So believe me when I say, I have the utmost confidence in you.
I'm not sure how much you really mean that, but I'm glad to hear you say it at least. Thanks, Hubert.
How very diplomatic. Just the response I would have expected from you. Enough on that, though. Our problem now is what lurks beneath your mind's veneer.
What do you mean?
I can sense another you, bubbling away behind the one you present to the world. Call it intuition. What really worries me is that you may one day shed this husk you bear now, and become that someone else entirely.
Another me, huh? Well, I appreciate the concern, but even if that someone does exist, I won't let them overtake me. I mean, come on! I'd shove that other me right back where they came from and earn your trust once and for all. Though, just so we're clear, I don't think you have anything to worry about.
Very well. I suppose I will have to take your word. For now. In any case, I hope that as we inscribe Fodlan's new future, we do so with you by our side.
Interesting. Her Majesty refrained from drinking tea today. A bit unusual, don't you think? I believe the last time that happened was 15 days ago. Ergo, we can conclude she tends to renounce the beverage when...
Hey, remind me why I'm doing this again. What's the point of recording all this stuff? Why not just hang out with her?
It is not stuff. These are Her Majesty's great exploits. They must be accurately recorded and preserved within the annals of Imperial history.
Not sure I'd call her tea habits great exploits. No one's ever gonna need that information. And how do you remember all this? I couldn't even tell you what I had for breakfast this morning.
I remember everything Her Majesty does. Every word she has ever spoken to me. Every morsel she has ever eaten. Not to mention where and when she ate it. Every sigh that has escaped her lips. Each and every one of her favorite...
Yeah, let's stop there. This is all sorts of weird.
Why do you say that? These are simply records that need to be kept.
Just think about it for a minute. Have you ever read a book on Adrestian history that lists the number of times an emperor sighed?
There has never been a historian with a memory like mine, nor one who could keep such accurate records. Until now. The sole reason I have this excellent memory is to ensure that Her Majesty's great exploits are documented properly.
But if your memory's so good, then there's no reason for me to help, is there?
Oh, but there is. Her Majesty places a great deal of confidence in you. She often engages you in conversation, and the two of you spend an insufferable amount of time together. As such, you're able to obtain information I could not otherwise verify on my own. There is nobody more qualified than you to assist me in this undertaking.
All right, fine. I get that you're serious about all this. I don't mind lending a hand when I'm not busy. And there doesn't seem to be much harm in it. For Edelgard, anyway.
Spoken like a true confidant of Her Majesty. How dependable of you. It's no wonder she trusts you more and more each day, even if it is maddening. And so, the time has come for me to grant you a very special privilege. I will permit you to devote yourself to Her Majesty as a sign of your undying love.
Why would I want permission to do that?
The answer is simple. There is no greater pursuit in all of Fodlan than expressing one's undying love for Her Majesty.
I don't know. I could think of a few things. So, yeah, I think I'm good on the whole devotion front.
Very well. You clearly still fail to appreciate the full extent of Her Majesty's charm. However, I am confident you will come to your senses the more you assist me. I hope that one day you will ascend and become a true admirer of Her Majesty.
Yeah, you do that.
What am I supposed to say to Ferdy? Oh, this is such a problem. All my animosity towards him has been due to a misunderstanding on my part. I really owe him a...
Dorothea!
Ferdy? What in the world?
I shall not approach any closer. So pray, stand there and hear me out. My deepest apologies for what happened the other day. I fear I may have wounded you most grievously. As I am a fool who knows not how I upset you, you may freely laugh and jeer at my inadequacies.
There's some kind of lover's quarrel, maybe?
You think he's cheating on her? Nah, couldn't be. But then again... Oh, for the love of... Ferdy! Please stop screaming our private business for all the world to hear!
But you told me to stay away from you, and I must not disregard your wishes in the matter. I implore you to forgive me. I have no wish for our relationship to end in such a horrid manner.
This is getting good. Can't say the lady looks too into it, though.
True, but if two folks really and truly love each other, they can overcome anything.
I forgive you, Ferdy! Now for the love of everything, stop shouting!
Thank you for forgiving me, Dorothea. And thank you for hearing out my thoughts on the matter.
Oh, I think everyone heard you out.
I see. And you are still cross with me.
Listen, Ferdy, you don't need to apologize.
Does this mean you will never forgive me for as long as I live? Whatever am I to do?
Just listen to me for a second. You don't have to apologize to me because I'm the one who should be apologizing to you.
Oh? But why? I should not think you have any defects to speak of.
I overheard you and Adie talking the other day. When you were telling her about the water nymph you saw in the fountain in Enbar? Well, I'm fairly sure what you thought was a nymph was actually... me, as a child.
Come again?
That was the day I met Manuela and was invited to be a singer, and I was over the moon about it. I slipped into the fountain to wash up, hoping to scrub some of the dirt off of me. And then you appeared.
I see. But if the beautiful water nymph was actually you, then that means...
Yes, right. Anyway, I got embarrassed thinking about it, which is why I told you to stay away. That's all.
Yes. Well, I am glad we were able to clear that up.
Bernadetta? What are you doing here? Uh-oh, looks like I'm interrupting. I'll be going.
Leonard! Listen to me! Remember the two people we saw out on a date here? Well, the guy died.
Sadly, that sort of thing does happen. Another tragic love story for the books, I suppose.
I really believed they'd live happily ever after, and I can't take an ending like this. It's so awful.
Perhaps so, but this is the result of the Empire choosing war.
But I thought the power of their love for each other would see them through, safe and sound.
You expect too much from love. Yes, there are instances where emotion allows the body to go beyond the bounds of what should be possible, but the effects are quite minor. It's certainly not going to bring the dead back to life.
I know that, Linhart. I just think it's sad. I mean, don't you think it's sad?
If pushed, yes, I would consider that to be sad.
What is wrong with you?
I didn't even know the man's name. Also, plenty of our enemies die, so why are we only sad for allies?
Because they're, you know, our allies?
I wouldn't want you to die, of course. That would make me quite sad.
And I don't want to see you die either, Linhart. I'd cry even more if you died. Just the thought of it makes me...
Oh dear. Please don't cry over things that haven't happened yet.
Oh no! That's what I'm doing! I'm so sorry, Linhart.
It's fine. But to that point, let's just make sure you and I both survive this war together. If we can do that, what you said will have come true and I'll happily apologize.
Apologize? For what?
For disputing the idea that two people's feelings for each other can help them overcome the risk of death. After all, the two of us surviving the war would refute any arguments I've made to the contrary.
Oh, I get it! So you and me and the power of our feelings for each other could... wait, our what now?
All of this earnest conversation has me exhausted. Time for some sleep.
Again? No! Don't you dare fall asleep on me now! If you do that, I'm leaving you here!
What a rest. What's going on there?
Is this really happening? Oh, my prayers have been answered.
When I was about to die, your face floated into my mind, and then a miracle happened.
It seems reports of his death in battle were greatly exaggerated. I'll have to let Bernadetta know. Although given her sensibility, she's as likely to think he's a ghost as she is to be happy about it.
Leopold von Bergliez, I am challenging you to a duel. Meet me at the time and place designated. Signed, Petra McNeary.
Sorry, but my father won't be coming.
Why not, Caspar?
Because I got a hold of your letter before it could reach him. He doesn't know a thing.
Why are you making interference? You do not have the right.
Because I can't stand the thought of you dying. You're a great fighter, Petra. But you don't have a prayer against my father. You've got to know that.
Then you can be dying in his place, Caspar von Bergliez!
Huh? What the... Why are you backing away? Just finish me off.
That would be achieving nothing.
I thought you said you were gonna kill me in my father's place.
I was losing control of my emotions.
Okay, so now what? You gonna start following my father around again?
What are you thinking?
I don't know. I mean, I know he killed your father, so if you really hate him that much, then go for it, I guess. But I'm gonna try and stop you because I don't want you two killing each other.
Caspar, For certain reasons that are not being public, I am Queen of Brigid now. A queen cannot be acting on personal grudges.
Then why did you challenge my father to a duel?
I do not know. It was a mistake. It was not normal for me.
Well, I guess even a queen can't push her feelings down forever. I can't imagine what it must have been like to go through what you did. But I think I can still relate. Hey, here's an idea. From now on, take it out on me.
No, this is silliness. There is no point in killing you.
I'm not talking about killing, Petra. What I want you to do is unload on me. Tell me off. Just talk to me about whatever it is you're feeling. If all your hate becomes too much, dump it on me. If you want to hit something, I'm your guy. I just want us to keep being friends. All right?
We will stay friends by yelling and hitting? I am not certain that is the kind of friendship I am wanting. But I am thanking you all the same. I will be giving it thought.
Great. Then just tell me when you need me.
If everyone is prepared, it's time to make our move. Our troops attacking the gates have been instructed not to force their way in. Before long, the enemy will notice as much and realize we're already inside.
We need to locate and strike down the rebel leader. That should put an end to the insurrection. Along the way, you may encounter suspicious agents. They are the true masterminds behind the rebellion, and must all be eradicated.
Got it. Now let's get going before those bloodthirsty monsters hurt any of the hostages.
I haven't been this angry in a long time. When is that man going to stop being a thorn in Her Majesty's side?
Ah, how splendid. But do try not to become so flush with rage that you make a foolish error.
Perhaps if you grew flush with rage every now and again, you wouldn't have the complexion of a coffin dweller.
Quiet, both of you.
You don't have to do this, Ferdinand. You can always stay back if you have doubts.
No. Fate put me on this path, and now I must walk it.
Enemy soldiers have breached our fortifications! To arms! Defend the glory of the Empire!
We've seen through our ruse already. Prepare to take the fortress.
The detachment is safely inside. We should wait to see how the enemy responds before we deploy them.
Start by seizing the inner ward.
These mercenaries are no better than common bandits. How could my father make a deal with such a pack of rogues?
Unleash the catapults. Break our enemy's spirit.
Looks like they're here. And once we kill them all, we'll have more riches than we know what to do with.
Look out! Somebody do some crowd control or something!
This is going well. Almost too well. Is Ire truly so short-handed?
That barrier was formed with dark magic. We must eliminate the caster in order to pass.
They only delay the inevitable.
We have the enemy where we want them! Unleash the arrows!
Those ballistae require stopping.
I care not if it's magic walls or what have you. If you get in the way of Her Majesty, you will pay. Pathetic fools. And to think I was entertaining the idea of letting you scamper away.
What was that attack?
I give you the Viscum. I hope you like being roasted alive, because that's exactly what's about to happen to you.
We would be fools to try and force our way through this. Time has come to call upon our detachment.
A weapon of that scale is certain to be controlled by some kind of device.
On your command, we can use the agents we scattered amongst the rebels to throw the enemy into disarray.
This'll be amazing!
I guess we'll attack here.
And I'll keep getting stronger too.
The enemy's here! Kill them all! Get in there and hammer them while they're pinned down by that magic weapon! Now die!
Are you kidding me? Reinforcements? This day just keeps getting better.
So I've been defanged.
They got him? I do not appreciate that. That's it! I'm going to rip you apart myself!
Construct is still operational. Must be a second device. Keep looking.
Who gave these wretches leave to scurry in? Exterminate them!
Well, we've smashed their little toy. Let's see what their next move will be.
But Talus gave me that... Oh, I am so mad at you right now! Would somebody please step up and do something about those other vermin there? Hey! Why can you wield that power, huh? Who even are you?
Why don't you tell me? You seem to know more than enough about it already.
You aggravating little worm!
We'll have these defenses crippled in short order.
Out of the way! No. This is wrong. I can't die.
I never expected much from those shifty vermin. And here I am with the cold embrace of the grave hovering at my shoulder.
Let's link up.
Witness our power!
We'll do it together. I've got you now.
I thought our victory was assured. How could everything have gone so wrong?
There is naught left but to resist with all our might. Help me push them back.
The writing is on the wall, but those fools would sooner perish than admit it. I don't know how we made it, but we did.
On the fire orbs! We'll rain death down upon them from above!
Fire orbs? Those must be new. A little gauche, if you ask me.
They look real dangerous, though. Also, what's a ghost?
It's time. Conjure a magic shield to safeguard our comrades.
Pay attention now.
Your Majesty, forgive my lateness. The outer defenses only just fell.
On the contrary, your timing is perfect.
Is that Voldemort? Curse that man. Why must he always show up at the worst possible moment and ruin everything?
Well, that was an impeccably staged entrance. Were you just biding your time in order to put on the best show possible?
Really? It's about time! Out of my way!
You know, Vinhart, there are times you take after me. And then there's most of the time.
Take a breather.
Viscount Fenya, Viscount Menya, forgive me.
I'm coming for you, Father.
Leave the enemy no place to hide. Seize every key position in the fortress.
The enemy is getting too close to Duke Ire. We must hurry to his side.
Oh, but you are far too late now.
I'm unstoppable.
This is why we've been training together.
My name is Ludwig von Ire. I see the Empire in the throes of a terrible sickness. And I intend to cure it or die in the attempt.
You got my back?
Witness our power!
We'll do it together!
That is enough. There is no escape for you.
Go on then. I'll leave for you the final blow.
You leave me nothing. This was ever my burden to bear. Father! No, you are just a traitor now. In light of your crimes against the Empire, the punishment is death!
Send a runner to House Menya and have them deliver the letter I drafted. Also, take the soldiers under your command and begin investigating any magic constructs abandoned by the enemy.
At once, Lord Hubert.
It must be awful to end your own parents' life.
Come on, Ferdinand. Let's get going.
No. You may continue without me. I would like to stay here a moment. Just a moment longer.
Hubert, we have a messenger from the Alliance, and I need to know where our Western campaign stands. Ferdinand, may I have a word? I thought I'd let you decide how to punish your father's followers now that they've surrendered. Furthermore, this incident has led to the end of Fenya and several other noble houses. We need to settle the matter of the next Duke Ire, and we need to do so quickly. So if you don't mind...
Is this your attempt at solace, Edelgard?
What?
I will punish the troops, and I will find a way to administer my father's lands. You can trust in me, Your Majesty. And thank you for considering my feelings in the matter.
I never expected we'd have our hands this full after returning from Fargus. Still, we've managed to quell the turmoil and maneuver our way back to Enbar.
Due to the valiant efforts of Count Berglis and his Aryan Road garrison, the kingdom's counteroffensive has hardly put a dent in the western lines. I wager the reinforcements reached them in time.
It's a good thing we do not have to maintain a large military presence in Leicester. But of course, that was Her Majesty's plan all along.
We'd be up to our shoulders in trouble if we hadn't settled hostilities with the Alliance.
Do you think people in the Empire will be all right? I'm worried about the opera company, of course, but I'd also be devastated if anything happened to my friends in the capital.
The end result of all this was the complete expurgation of the Empire's remaining dissidents. In a way, we should be thanking them for handing us this opportunity on a gilded platter.
Adrestia deserves some stability for a change, so I think it's good that Her Majesty has total power now. With the opposing nobles wiped out, it's a breath of fresh air after the way things were under the old Emperor.
Lynn, think about who's here.
It is all right, Dorothea. I have moved on.
It's funny, though. I was sure my father would take part in the rebellion, but he just didn't. I mean, I feel like all he ever did was complain about Her Majesty, you know? I guess he was so scared of the church that he decided to stay holed up in Garreg Mach.
What is our next action, Lady Edelgard? If we are returning to the Western Front, I will have preparedness.
Fighting your own people sure takes the thrill out of battle. So let's go wall up the kingdom instead and put an end to all this. Who's with me?
All that remains is for Adrestia to claim victory.
And along those lines, I wish to present an idea. One last stratagem to ensure that we prevail.
We were successful in striking down Kronia at Fort Mercius. However, Lord Arundel, which is to say Talus, remains at large, and any schemes Solon may be plotting are so much conjecture in the wind. Still, his efforts in Rim territory effectively empowered the late Duke Ire to stage a coup. Whatever the case, he must have a very good reason for seeking to prevent the kingdom's fall.
But why would they help the people who are harboring the Archbishop? It makes no sense. Unless their aim is simply to prevent the war from ending by any means possible.
We know the kingdom's court mage, Cornelia, is connected to those who slither in the dark. They may have planted other associates in Fargus as well. If they already have the king's court dancing on strings, it stands to reason they would focus their attention on obstructing the Empire.
I agree the theory hangs together, but does that mean we should expect more interference?
We should, Your Majesty. Though I would at least like to think they no longer have anyone left who can act brazenly in the open.
And need we worry about our mercenary friend?
I was under the assumption that they had your implicit trust.
Absolutely, but not enough to purge all of the doubt from my heart. I once trusted my uncle, as well as the late Duke Ire, and he wasn't even replaced with a doppelganger. People who come in contact with those who slither in the dark are not the same afterward. How am I to trust anyone in a world where such a thing can happen?
I do not disagree, Your Majesty.
Yes, well, we must remain vigilant until the war is over for good and all. Although I wonder if we can rest easy even then.
we still don't really know much about Solon, Kranya, and Talus. I was thinking this would be a chance to learn about my power, or who you actually are. But oh well.
Oh well. Is that all you have to say for yourself?
I mean, I'm still curious, but my attention right now is on the battles ahead. And hey, it's not like knowing the truth would change much for you anyway. Even if I am related to those slithering people somehow, it's not like I'd want to split up with you.
That's music to my ears. It's incredible to see just how fast you've matured. Makes me proud to call you my partner in destiny. Is this what being a parent feels like?
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, this war will be over soon, so let's do what we've got to do to see it through together. I'll be counting on you, Arvel.